So hi, my name is Brian Anderson. I own Cardinal Embroidery and Screen Printing in Columbus, Wisconsin, and we are part of the transition program. We have two young ladies who come in once a week to help us out here, and I'm here to speak a little bit about that today. So anyway, when they come in, some of the tasks and things that the girls are asked to do would be clipping and cleaning of embroidery items, um, cleaning the store, straightening up the store, maybe putting new products on hangers, folding, pricing new products, maybe taking down a window and putting up new displays. And actually, a big part of what we do a lot of the time, and it might get to be boring for the girls because they do this a lot, but we have direct to film printing. So basically, it's logos that get printed on a huge sheet of film that we use weekly for businesses and sports alike. And a lot of times, we'll leave those rolls, and the girls will come in and cut those up for us, cut off the registration parts that we don't need, and cut the logos out individually and put them where they need to go. So those are some of the main tasks that they do when they're here with us. Some of the skills I think that they develop here working for us would be independence, of course, assertiveness. I think that's a big one. I can touch on that a little bit more later. Asking of questions, time management skills, following directions, and because we have two young ladies that come in together, working together is a big part of that too. And sometimes, I've seen, especially as we've gotten into it more, I think this is our second year. Um, if we have a couple of things that day and we don't necessarily write down a list all the time. We'll just kind of tell them this is what we're going to be doing today. A lot of times they'll kind of divide that up and conquer based on what they prefer to do or maybe what they're better at, which is kind of a neat thing to see happening. Um, what else can I tell you here? Excuse me, I'll look at my notes a little bit. Um, as far as businesses getting involved in it, one thing I could tell them is, so when we first got involved, how do I say this? I thought of it maybe more of just a nice thing to do, but you soon learn that it's much more than that. I mean, it's rewarding to see them grow and see them take on new tasks. And now we're to a point; these ladies come in on their own, and when they see what we're going to do, it's not so much of an explanation and walking them through everything. They already know what to do, and they gather the materials and get ready. And so it's actually a benefit to us now, because we can actually, get a project done with little oversight, really. Um, and I mean, I at this point, if the work is there and everything, I wouldn't hesitate, looking to hire somebody like this in a part-time position to do some of the same things that they're doing now. Some of the examples of how the girls have grown since they've been working with us. So one young lady wouldn't advocate for herself, I'll say, maybe as much. She would need to be cued to, hey, maybe would this help you? Hey, would you like to do it this way? Do you need a chair? And then she began asking for those things herself. Now she just simply comes in and uh, and goes and gets what she needs and gets to work. So that's kind of nice there. We had another individual who would stop to talk, which is fine, but then not do any of the tasks or work while she was talking. And Stacy had pointed out to me actually as early as just a few weeks ago that is so much better now. She can have a conversation with you and tell you what she did over the weekend while she continues to do what she's doing. Might be because they're becoming more familiar with the tasks and with us. But I mean, that's all part of it. When we all start out new jobs, we have to learn things and get better at the things we do as well. And I talked a little bit about the division of tasks already. That's another thing I had noted here. When they come in, one individual might like cutting out the color drop, we call it. That's those logos on the film, versus straightening up the store. So they might divide it up that way and work and help each other that way. So that's kind of a nice thing to see as well. So that's kind of my summary about what the girls come in and do for us and how it's helped us. And do you have any questions?
Well,
That was awesome.
Julia, if I could insert, I would love to hear a little bit about how you got hooked up with Brian and how this
Sure,
works with the transition program at
sure.
the high school.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, Brian, that was wonderful. I was smiling ear to ear as everybody could see. I might even gotten a little tear in my eye because it was just so nice to hear all of the wonderful things and the growth that the two individuals that work with you have demonstrated. And that is, you know, due to the collaboration that we have together. So we have, we do check-ins with Brian. We say, what can the individuals work on? How can they improve? We have a work evaluation sheet that comes out each quarter. But Tim, to your question, how we got involved is I looked at all the businesses in Columbus and I knew Brian just because he is the main embroidery person here, and he makes all of our shirts and other swag for our district. And so I thought maybe he'd have something for my students to do that would help, improve their employment skills, but also teach them new tasks. And so I just called him and I just said, what do you think about this? And here's how I will support you. And so at the beginning, I would come in and talk with Brian and Stacy about what kinds of things the students could do, what kinds of things we expected for them to do. And then they did come in with a job coach at the beginning throughout most of last year. And then when Brian and Stacy felt comfortable enough as to take over as employers, they did. And so now they direct the two women that work there, and it's great. Has really evolved, as Brian had mentioned, into a partnership. And I really liked how you said at first, I thought it was just a nice thing to do. I think that that's a lot of what we see when working with individuals with disabilities is that feel good aspect. And sure, that's there, right? But I really like that you said it's grown into more of a mutual benefit and a partnership where they actually benefit the business. And that is where we want to be, is we want individuals with disabilities to have competitive employment, to be able to do tasks that other people can do, with obviously consideration of their specific needs. So I I think that if anybody else is watching this who would be leery of contacting a business about something like this, I would encourage you to. I didn't actually go into the business because I knew Brian by just giving him a call, but going in, explaining your program, explaining, the benefits of this, showing them this segment once it's all recorded, and understanding that it starts small, and really helping that business owner to guide them in the way that they can, do any accommodations or modifications for the students to be successful.
I think too, I'd interject too that it was a learning curve for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
When they first come in, it's like, okay, what can we have them do to keep them busy? But then, they are trying to learn skills for an actual job or to go out and do things like that in the community. So you do need to tell them, when they're not doing something maybe
Mm-hmm.
correct, and not be afraid to treat them like you would an actual employee, basically.
Yes, that's a perfect point too. And I cannot emphasize that enough, is that we really focus on letting Brian and other business owners know that they are your employees, whether they're paid or not. Please treat them as such. And so by not telling them what they could do better, or by being gentle, or, I guess I shouldn't say being gentle. I would want you to be gentle, but by not being direct, we're not helping anyone grow. And so
Right.
these individuals need that support, from people other than me, because I start to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher after a while. And it makes more of an impact from Brian and Stacy, who they love and adore and respect and want to do well by. So thank you for that point, because that is totally what our goal is for employers to really treat them as if they are part of the team.
Yep. And it could be something as simple as at the end of their time when things need to be cleaned up or kind of put back. If they're not, it'd be easy to just ignore that and be like, well, I'll just get that when they go. But then they're not learning anything. And so, yeah, things like that.
Exactly. Yep. I love it. Tim, can you think of anything else that we're missing from our interview?
No, this sounds like a fantastic partnership.
It
So
really
thank you
is.
both, and I will do my best to edit my little ending out here. But did you want to, if I get good on my editing skills, do you guys want to have any last words or any last thoughts, or are you good?
I don't think so. I think that was really good.
It was really good.
That was awesome, Brian. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Everything you said was exactly spot on as to what I would want you to say.